high school learners. So adolescence is the phase of life between childhood and adulthood. From ages 10 to 19, it is a unique stage of human development and an important time of laying the foundations of a good health. Adolescence experiences rapid physical, cognitive, and psychological growth. When it comes to physical development of an adolescent is that the physical development refers to the child's gain controls over the physical actions to do complicated and difficult activities more skillfully and easily. Based from the data results at the time of process development in physical aspects, where the most of the students sometimes experiences difficulty in acquiring new motor skills, such as learning how to ride a bike, kite, swim, difficulty drawing and catching a ball, balance problem, or drawing figure that presented something, often spilled food onto cloths or tables, when eating, difficulty in turning fast, does not have sense of how clothes fits, does not straighten socks up trousers, and poor body awareness. Under certain of size and own body of a relationships to the environment. Example, bumps into the temples over things without intentions to do so. So according to the scientific research study conducted by Angela Oswald, due to the rate of the physical development is so varied during adolescence, it is often becomes a source of difficulties and discomfort for youth. The adolescents may develop physical symptoms such as the abdominal pain and maybe other areas of unexperienced difficulties, or maybe simply they refuse to go to schools. During this phase of development, adolescents begin to transition from childhood to adulthood. Issues of independencies, identity, sexuality, and relationships define the developmental stage. The developmental milestone at the child of physical abilities different ages. By school age, children can ride bicycle, jump ropes, and play a variety of games using ball, which requires eye-hand coordinations, visual perceptions, and coordinations. These are examples like rides a bike, kite, swim, difficulty drawing and catching ball, and drawing figures that represent something often, spills foods onto cloths or table with eating, and body awareness. As the children matures, they continually use their muscles, more complex ways. Play allows children to practice these complicated actions and help them develop the awareness of the body space, direction, physical development enhanced by children's play. So, let's come now to the cognitive development. According to French psychologist Jean Piaget, published a theory that cognitive development of children were in formal operational stage, which is from 11 and older. During this stage, children are able to use logic to solve problems, use the world around them, and plan for the future. This was supported from our data being collected for the questionnaires. That this theory is true, whereas the growth of years where these learners are more able to think about the understand abstract ideas such as morality. They are able to get started on tasks, objectives, completing the tasks and activities within the allowed time. They also planning to prepare for tasks, for example, collecting equipment needed for school projects, remembering information about personal data such as date of birth, home address, etc. Can understanding explanations and instructions, and they able to tell their experiences or situations so that listeners understand. So for example, of what other people better. even though they have a certain amount of empathy and can understand that others have different ideas, they are strongly believe that their own ideas are the truest. Students are able to participate from other teachers during the class discussions. They are able to answer the questions being drawn by the teacher. They can perform critical thinking stage wherein they be able to deliver their oral presentations through logical reasoning. Despite those abilities that develop from their cognitive level wherein based of the data were gathered where they experience a little bit of difficulties of decoding, processing and performing such informations, tasks or activities. Cognitive disorder signs vary according to a particular disorder, but some common signs and symptoms overlaps in the most disorders. Some of the most common signs of cognitive disorders include confusion, poor motor coordination, loss of short-term or long-term memory, identify confusions, and impaired judgment. Now, we will proceed to the social-emotional development of an adolescent. Social-emotional development of an adolescent includes the child's experience, expressions, and management of emotions. These types of learners wherein according to the data being collected, learners can understand and express their emotions, and this was influenced by their environment. One of the cultural factors that affect children's growing understanding of the meaning of emotions, the developing knowledge of which situation leads to which emotional outcomes, and their learnings about which emotions are appropriate to display in which situations. This age students be able to understand other people, social cues, example facial expressions, gestures, tone of voice or body language, feelings, and people express emotion and reactions with facial gestures or body language, and after behaving as expected by peers, self-confidence, anxious or happy when leaving home, example when getting to school, and sometimes often argues with adults. The data shows that these learners have a little bit of difficulties when it comes to socio-emotional development. As the kid becomes adolescents, they will tend to spend lots of time worrying about their social and emotional development. The common challenges where teens face when it comes to socio-emotional development along their teenage years, such as self-esteem, peer pressure. As the children grow, they begin to spend more time with their friends and less time with their parents. As a result, friends can influence a child's thinkings and behaviors. This is essential of peer pressure to do well in school or to become involved in sports or other activities. On the other hand, peer pressure can be negative influence, resulting to bad things. Self-esteem is how you feel about yourself, and the development is a positive self-image and a healthy self-esteem. It is very important for making successful transitions from a child to adult. That's all. Thank you.